In the eastern Ukrainian city of Pokrovsk, a desperate battle is unfolding that could determine the fate of Ukraine's industrial heartland. Once home to over 60,000 people, this strategically vital railway junction has become the epicenter of one of the most intense battles in the ongoing conflict. Russian forces have been grinding forward for months, attempting to encircle and capture this crucial logistics hub that serves as the backbone of Ukraine's coal and steel industries. But standing in their way is a formidable defender, the German-made Leopard 2 main battle tank. Welcome to Mind of the World, where we dive deep into the most significant military developments shaping our modern world. These Western-supplied armored giants have become the spearhead of Ukraine's defense, proving that superior technology and tactical innovation can hold back overwhelming numbers. Today, we'll explore how these legendary tanks are not just fighting for territory, but for the very survival of Ukraine's industrial capacity. The strategic importance of Pokrovsk. To understand why the Leopard 2's role here is so critical, we must first grasp what Pokrovsk represents. This city isn't just another dot on the map. It's Ukraine's industrial lifeline. The Pokrovsk coal mine complex produces the coking coal essential for steel production throughout the country. According to Ukrainian Steelmakers Association head Oleksandr Kalenkov, losing Pokrovsk could reduce Ukraine's steel production from its current levels to just 2 to 3 million metric tons annually, a catastrophic blow to the nation's economy and reconstruction efforts. Beyond its industrial significance, Pokrovsk serves as a vital railway junction connecting eastern Ukraine to the rest of the country. Its loss would severely hamper Ukrainian logistics, making it exponentially harder to supply forces along the entire eastern front. The city's capture would also provide Russian forces with a launching pad for further advances toward key Ukrainian strongholds. Russian strategy here follows a familiar pattern: surround, isolate, and overwhelm through massive human wave attacks. They've been advancing from the south, east, and west, attempting to create a cauldron around Ukrainian defenders. By September 2024, the situation appeared dire, with evacuation orders issued for remaining civilians as Russian forces closed to within kilometers of the city center. Enter the Leopard 2, a game-changing arsenal. Into this desperate situation came Ukraine's most potent Western-supplied armor, the Leopard 2 of 4 main battle tanks. These German-engineered machines represent decades of NATO's finest tank development, specifically designed during the Cold War to stop Soviet armor advances across European plains. Now they're fulfilling that original purpose under the most demanding combat conditions imaginable. The Leopard 2 A4 variants deployed to Ukraine pack a devastating 120mm smoothbore cannon capable of penetrating virtually any Russian armor at combat ranges. Their advanced fire control systems, featuring thermal imaging and laser range-finding, allow Ukrainian crews to engage targets with lethal precision at distances exceeding 2,000 meters, often before Russian tanks can effectively return fire. What makes these tanks particularly effective in the Pokrovsk environment is their superior mobility and protection. The Leopard 2's advanced composite armor provides significantly better protection than Soviet-era designs, while its 1,500 horsepower engine delivers exceptional tactical mobility across the varied terrain around Pokrovsk. This combination allows Ukrainian forces to execute hit-and-run tactics that maximize their technological advantages while minimizing exposure to Russian numerical superiority. Recent deployments have seen these tanks operating as part of combined arms teams, working closely with infantry fighting vehicles, artillery, and drone spotters. This integrated approach multiplies their effectiveness exponentially, allowing single Leopard 2s to neutralize entire Russian armored columns. Tactical innovations: how Ukraine maximized Leopard 2 effectiveness. Ukrainian forces have demonstrated remarkable tactical innovation in deploying their Leopard 2 tanks around Pokrovsk. Rather than using them in traditional massed formations, they've adopted a distributed defense strategy that plays to the tank's technological advantages while countering Russian numerical superiority. The most successful tactic has been the hunter-killer approach. Individual Leopard 2s, supported by reconnaissance drones and artillery observers, position themselves in carefully chosen defensive positions with excellent fields of fire and multiple escape routes. When Russian columns advance, these lone wolves engage at maximum range, devastating enemy formations before withdrawing to alternate positions. One particularly effective innovation has been the integration of commercial drones for target acquisition. Ukrainian crews use these UAVs to spot Russian movements well beyond visual range, then coordinate precise strikes using the Leopard 2's superior optics and fire control systems. This combination of modern Western technology with innovative drone warfare has proven devastatingly effective. The tanks have also been employed in rapid counterattack roles. When Russian forces break through defensive lines, Leopard 2s serve as mobile fire brigades, rushing to seal breaches and eliminate penetrating forces. Their speed and firepower make them ideal for these crisis response missions, often arriving just in time to prevent tactical disasters from becoming strategic defeats. Ukrainian maintenance crews have also adapted these complex machines to local conditions, learning to perform field repairs and modifications that keep them operational despite challenging supply chain constraints. This adaptation showcases the determination and ingenuity of Ukrainian forces in maximizing every available advantage. Notable engagements. Leopard 2s in action. Several documented engagements around Pokrovsk have highlighted the Leopard 2's combat effectiveness. In one notable battle near the Vovcha River, Leopard 2 A4s operated by Ukraine's 33rd Mechanized Brigade engaged a Russian armored column in a rare tank versus tank engagement. The Ukrainian crews, utilizing their superior optics and fire control systems, systematically destroyed multiple Russian T-72 and T-80 tanks while taking minimal damage themselves. Another legendary engagement involved a single Leopard 2 A4 that became internet famous for its successful defense of key positions around Pokrovsk. This particular tank and its crew conducted multiple successful engagements against Russian infiltration attempts, using the urban terrain to their advantage. The tank's thermal imaging systems proved invaluable for detecting Russian movements during night operations, while its precise fire control allowed for surgical strikes that minimized collateral damage to civilian infrastructure. Recent footage from January 2025 shows a Ukrainian Leopard 2 A4 crew successfully neutralizing an entire Russian armored column of 5 vehicles. The engagement demonstrated textbook employment of Western tank doctrine, acquiring targets at maximum range, engaging with precision fire, and maintaining tactical mobility to avoid counter-battery fire. These successes haven't come without cost. Russian forces have adapted their tactics, increasingly relying on first-person view drones and indirect fire to counter Ukrainian tank advantages. Several Leopard 2s have been damaged or destroyed, but their crew's survival rates have been notably higher than those in Soviet-era vehicles, testament to their superior protection systems. The broader impact: strengthening Ukrainian defense. The deployment of Leopard 2 tanks around Pokrovsk represents more than just the addition of superior firepower. It's part of a broader transformation of Ukrainian military capabilities. The 155th Mechanized Brigade, recently deployed to strengthen Pokrovsk's defenses, represents this evolution perfectly. Trained in France and Poland, equipped with Leopard 2 tanks and Caesar self-propelled howitzers, this unit embodies the new Ukrainian military. Western-equipped, NATO-trained, and tactically sophisticated. This integration of Western equipment has forced Ukrainian forces to adopt new tactical doctrines and operational procedures. The complexity of maintaining and operating Leopard 2 tanks has driven improvements in Ukrainian logistics, maintenance capabilities, and crew training standards. These improvements have ripple effects throughout the Ukrainian military, raising overall professionalization levels. The psychological impact cannot be understated either. For Ukrainian defenders, knowing they have access to some of the world's finest military equipment provides a significant morale boost. For Russian attackers, facing Leopard 2s means confronting technology that outmatches anything in their inventory, a sobering reality that affects tactical decision-making and unit morale. The successful employment of these tanks has also demonstrated to Western allies that their military aid is being used effectively. This success story helps justify continued support and potentially influences decisions about providing even more advanced systems. Challenges and adaptations. Despite their successes, operating Leopard 2 tanks in the Pokrovsk environment presents unique challenges. The urban and semi-urban terrain limits some of the tank's mobility advantages, while creating opportunities for Russian close assault teams armed with anti-tank weapons. Ukrainian crews have had to adapt their tactics accordingly, learning to use infantry support more effectively and developing new techniques for urban combat. Maintenance represents another significant challenge. These sophisticated machines require specialized parts and expertise that aren't always readily available in combat zones. Ukrainian maintenance teams have shown remarkable ingenuity in keeping these tanks operational, sometimes cannibalizing damaged vehicles to keep others fighting. The drone threat has also forced adaptations. Russian FPV drones represent a constant danger to armored vehicles, requiring Ukrainian crews to develop new defensive procedures and rely more heavily on electronic warfare systems and active protection measures. Supply chain limitations mean that every Leopard 2 round fired must count. This has actually improved Ukrainian gunnery standards, as crews have been forced to achieve maximum effectiveness with limited ammunition supplies. The result is often devastating precision that Russian forces struggle to counter. Russian forces have also adapted, increasingly using indirect fire and long-range anti-tank missiles to engage Ukrainian armor. This evolution in tactics has forced Ukrainian Leopard 2 crews to become even more mobile and unpredictable in their movements. The Leopard 2's ongoing role. As the battle for Pokrovsk continues, the Leopard 2's role remains critical to Ukrainian defensive efforts. These tanks represent more than just superior firepower. They embody Ukraine's technological evolution and tactical adaptation in the face of overwhelming odds. Their successful employment around Pokrovsk has helped prevent what many predicted would be the city's inevitable fall, buying crucial time for Ukraine to strengthen its defenses and organize counteroffensives. The Leopard 2's impact extends far beyond individual engagements. These tanks have become symbols of Western commitment to Ukrainian defense and proof that advanced technology, properly employed, can level the battlefield against numerical superiority. As long as Ukrainian crews continue to innovate and adapt, the Leopard 2 will remain a formidable guardian of Pokrovsk and Ukraine's industrial future. The battle for Pokrovsk isn't over, but thanks to the Leopard 2 and the brave crews who operate them, Ukraine continues to hold this vital strategic position. In the broader context of the conflict, this defense represents a crucial success story in the effective integration of Western military technology with Ukrainian determination and tactical innovation.